My name is Annabelle Smith. I'm 21 and I'm from Holmfirth in West Yorkshire. I am studying makeup for media and performance.
I'm Tom Rose, 28. I've been refereeing about 6 years.
Yeah, my name is Roger Shufflebottom. I'm a technical tutor in video editing at the Faculty of Media and Communication, Bournemouth University. First time I actually cut any, I think the first time I cut any film would have been at film school in London College of Printing. It's now London College of Communication. So I was cutting 16mm student productions. I left the LCP in 1972, and in early 1973 I got a job with a religious charity that made short documentaries and programmes that they distributed on film, and they had a film library, and I worked for them for quite a few years, and I was able to become an editor, so I learned on the job really. In the photograph you see at the moment, that is me about 1974 at this place called the Churches Television Centre in Bushey in Hertfordshire. And what you've got there is the machine I'm working on is a 6-plate Steenbeck editing table. So all that does is let you play the film and the sound together, and you cut the bits you want, stick them together, play them back. If they work, you carry on. If they don't, you do it again. When I started, we were working on film. Now we work on digital files. In between, we worked on videotape. So as an editor, most of the editing goes on in your head. It's the same as it ever was. You just have to decide what's good, what's not, what order to put things in, how to pace it. And some people adapted and some didn't. I was lucky I adapted, and I look forward, and I've always liked new things as they've come along. Yeah, if I had a thought for people who wanted to be editors today, I would say go and shoot your own stuff, because you can, because nearly anything will record video. Go and shoot stuff, try and edit it, and then you'll learn what kind of shots you need to put something together. So,
when you start out, you do youth games. All I do now is mainly men's football or the higher level women's games. I remember some big punches being thrown at an under 15s game. That game in particular, there were parents drinking on the side of the pitch. That was probably about 10, 11 in the morning. You've had things where you've had people spitting at each other, and then they all calm down and say, "Come on then, ref, what are we doing?" And then I'm meant to abandon the game, really. But yeah, it's usually involving punching or angry parents in the first year of it. I can't sit still for more than 5 minutes without doing things with my hands. There's probably something deeply wrong with me. Anyway, performing, there's a few pianos in London. Anytime I see a piano in public, I'll go and play for an hour or two, as long as I can. I would like to sing in front of, I can sing quite well, but in front of people I can't. It's absolutely terrifying. So I need to get over that, and then I could play in bars, hotels, cocktail bars, things like that.
So I've always kind of been interested in makeup since I was really young, but then it was kind of after my A-levels I thought that if I was going to do something as a career, I'd want to do something that makes me happy. So this was a couple of years ago. This was the first makeup work experience I had. I was lucky enough to be put in touch with the makeup designer, Jackie Tyson, for The Voice, and she asked if I'd like to pop down for a day. Yeah, there were a lot of tears, a lot of stress. So for the morning, I kind of just watched and shadowed a lot, and then in the afternoon, I was privileged because Jackie asked if I'd do some makeup on the dancers and if I'd do some on the contestants as well, which is what that picture was. I was actually putting foundation on Truly's legs, just be taken under the wing and so well looked after. It was incredible and I loved it. Okay, so my dad was the managing director of his own business. So I left college, went up to the local hospital to see him, and he was doing a Sudoku in bed. And then he was like, I've got some bad news. And I was like, right? And he told me that he got a brain tumour. And so when I got my study leave, I was kind of sat next to my dad, revising, having a chat with him, and then going to exams and then coming back and just making sure he was okay. My dad passing away, I think, is the hardest thing I've ever had to go through, but I'm happy because before he passed away, I got to tell him that I wanted to become a makeup artist. I got to run it by him, and he was just like, he was so up for it, he was so into it, he was like, oh yes. So just knowing that I've got his support there is amazing, and I miss him every day.